Poul's Kitchen. My name is Chef Poul. Behind me is the lovely yet fragrant Amy, my beautiful wife. Today we are going to work on some pumpkin pie. We already done a video on pumpkin seeds. Hopefully I got that uploaded before you get to see this. It's Halloween, it's Thanksgiving time, and what better way to celebrate? And you know what? If you're going to make pumpkin seeds, why waste? So when you're doing things, make sure that you're actually not wasting anything, because there's no point in it. You know what? Because there's just so many awesome things you can do here. So first off, I'm going to Amy farted apparently, but first thing I'm going to do is check our Facebook group, check my website for www.poulskitchen.com. I have a chat application on there for chat. You can come and talk to Amy and I. We'd be more than happy to talk with you, discuss with you what's going on. And, you know, so let's get to it. So what we have here is pumpkin. Now, we've already cleaned it out. We've already made the pumpkin seeds. So what we're going to do is we're going to preheat the oven to 350. And we're just going to start layering these on here. Because, you know what, if you're going to do anything with pumpkin, don't waste it. There's just so many awesome things that you can do. It's just not worth wasting at all. Make sure you clean as much of this as you can. You want to be careful to not waste. Wasting is bad, okay? One really cool thing I want to talk about this week is Bean Boozled jelly beans. It is Amy's favorite game she plays. You can get a good jelly bean or you can get a bad one. Amy's favorite that she gets seems to be garbage.
It's disgusting.
So this is the size of all the pumpkin, and yes, it's been pretty cleaned out, as much as I'm going to get anyways. And Amy and I are going to be buying a lot of pumpkins in the near future. Why? Because, well, they're great. So the oven's already been preheated, so I'm going to set this in here for about an hour and a half. And the whole point is so that we can take this right here and just peel her out. Now you can kind of do this without doing it, but it also makes this a little bit softer because we're going to be turning this into a puree. So actually pretty easy. Eventually I'm going to get to it. I'm going to have this put in text form on our website. So we're going to put this on here. Just be very careful because it is a little heavy. And we're going to set a timer for an hour and a half. And once that's done, we're ready. We're going to come back and start peeling and start with a puree. So we will be back. Welcome back. We've done the bacon, and I'm telling you, this looks good. Amy and I have been working on this a little bit while we're waiting for me. I was just dealing with another issue. You got to take the time to make sure that you're actually you're not taking any of the peel, because that can be really annoying. But basically, this is what it kind of looks like, and I'm just going to take a fresh one here, and I'm actually going to grab this one. We have any that's cleaned.
They're really hot.
And it's there, and actually I already have one. So what we want to do is you want to protect your hands, because this is going to be hot, right? And I'm just going to take a small one, and we're just going to take your spoon, and you're going to start. Oh, see how easy that comes? Doesn't take much at all now, does it? But again, you just want to be careful. I mean, sometimes you might want to grab a little knife. If you want. You don't have to. But you just want to make sure that you protect your hands. And what we're going to do is we're just going to continue to get rid of all the skin off of everything. And we're just going to start putting them in here. So Amy's going to continue with this in a minute, and So So we're going to end up pureeing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 eggs. And then we're going to put some more nutmeg. You can tell I really like my nutmeg. And I'm going to put some more cloves in here. And some more cinnamon. So for now, Amy's going to go in. She's going to continue doing this. And when we come back, we'll have everything ready to put in here. We'll blend her up. We'll get her all pureed. And then you'll get to see an exciting mixture of puree, pumpkin, and then we'll be ready to bake after we make. Welcome back. So the pie filling is all good to go. And if you got pureed, nope, I'm telling you, anybody down the hall that's going to smell that is going to be mad. Really mad. Because you're gonna smell them out and they're gonna be hungry. So we're gonna start with 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. We're gonna stick this back in your blender. We're gonna pull some lemon daylight out of this stuff. Now, the butter and the water should be pretty cold. I don't think it's gonna kill it if it's not too bad, but you should always try that anyways. So this is going to be one of the fun things of cooking. Here comes the mess, my wife's favorite. So that's 7 tablespoons of water. And we're going to need 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And I know what you're thinking, Paul, that's going to be disgusting. You're absolutely right, it is. But it does help keep the crust a little bit lighter. It makes it a little bit easier for you. So we're not going to add that into the mix quite yet, but we are going to take a little bit of a knife and give this a good little stir. Now for the butter. We're not going to just dump it in, we're just going to dump it in as if we were making cubes. You don't have to be perfect, but this is the crust, and this is going to be the fun part. And I'm going to spray you when I'm actually doing the food processor, because it's pretty loud. And yeah, I mean, some people have to worry about the vacuum cleaner. We have hardwood, so our broom works just well, but everybody else for some reason likes vacuums. Yeah, to each your own. But they can get loud with us. They can deal with the blender. So we're going to get rid of this here. Stick this in the sink, and we're going to take this water / cider vinegar mixture. We're going to put half in, and the important part, and my wife will tell you this because she'll yell at you if you forget, because it makes a big mess, and she's the one that usually cleans up, so she'll get a little cranky if you forget it. Don't blame her. Stick this on here. And what we're going to do is we're going to pulse this. Well, you know what? Forget it. You're going to watch. So I do apologize, and this kind of is an important thing. So and apparently I do have to do a little bit of this too. Or I might just have to do this the old-fashioned way. So when you start seeing this right here, and Amy, you can come in here a little bit closer. Start to come here, and we don't want it to make the dough. So we're just going to put the rest of that in here, throw that in there. When I say throw it in there, you want to do it lightly, so you don't smash your piece. Alright, so I think we're ready here. So we're going to take this off here, power this off, and unplug her, because there's nothing like making a big mess later, or, you know, electrocuting yourself. I don't know if anybody here has done that. I have. Now, one of the most important things we're going to do, our work surface here, what I call the work surface, should have lots of flour on. If you do not put flour on here, it's going to stick over everything, and I'm telling you, it's not fun to clean up. They call this the wife's favorite weapon. I'm sure back in the day, some guy would come home from the bar like at 3 o'clock in the morning, drunk out of his mind, didn't come home to his wife, and you know, the way some drunk people can be. I'm sure somebody's done that in history. Not me. I do like to have a drink, but I'm not one of those guys. I actually, as much as I do tease and pick on my wife sometimes, and you guys do hear it, I actually love my wife and really, really prefer to spend my time with her. Now, this actually seems like a much better way of doing things, because this actually works really well. I might start doing this for my regular dough. This mixes it perfectly. Just dump this in the fridge now.
The sink.
In the sink, sorry. It's been a long day. This is going to sit in the fridge for about a half an hour. And while we're doing that, Amy and I are going to have lunch. It's getting late in the day, and I'm sure she's hungry. Yeah, she is. And yeah, so we're both going to take some time and actually eat here in a few minutes. But yeah, see, I mean, look how perfect this is. See, when we put this in the blender here, this came out so much easier. I mean, if Amy herself was doing this, I think Amy herself would actually find this quite comfortable. I really do think so. This is absolutely beautiful. To be honest with you, I didn't think that I would ever actually be able to say that. This is absolutely beautiful to work with. I mean, wow. Don't know what to say here. I'm super impressed. So I'm just going to grab a knife here. I think I would have done this before. And we're going to cut it down the middle. I'm going to try to keep it as equal parts as we can. And what we're going to do is we're going to start rolling her out. Apparently need a little bit more. And Lord knows I may actually have enough for another pie in here after. Pumpkins are really big. I mean, they're not exactly the smallest things in the world, and you do get a lot out of them. And I can't say enough. I mean, like, you may not really be so much as itself. I mean, but Thanksgiving's coming. If you have any single parents that live above you or around you that might appreciate a little bit of help, I mean, like, you may not want the seeds. I'll tell you, Amy and I both do. They're really good. We both really, really love them. We both really, really love the seeds. So, it'd be no worries for us. We'll do that. This is my first time making pie crust, actually. If you notice much on the show, I really enjoy making things for the first time. I love doing it. So here's our pie pan. I'm just going to put this over here. I'm just going to put a bunch of flour all around it. This helps things from sticking, right? Now, the recipe I got this from was basically for the usage of making, like, say, an apple pie. That extra crust would be good for making an apple pie because, well, an apple pie has a top on it. This is going to be pumpkin pie, and pumpkin pie does not have a top. This is going to go into the fridge for 30 minutes, as is the way it is. And then after that, we're going to come back, we're going to fill her, and then bake. It's not absolutely pristine perfect. I don't think Amy's going to complain too much. I think she'll say this looks pretty good. What do you think, Amy?
Yeah.
Looks pretty good? So, in the fridge this goes for 30 minutes. We're going to eat some lunch, come back in 30 minutes, fill this, put it into the oven, and then we'll see how she goes. As for this piece right here, you know what, I'm just going to take a minute and do this up. Won't take any more than a minute. Amy's going to stop doing that. I actually really enjoy doing this kind of dough because it's actually not as hard as what people think it is. I'm going to recommend using a blender from now on because I think Amy and I are going to start doing that permanently. It has a little bit of a hardship to it sometimes, but it's really not that bad. But knowing this now, I think I can make some doughboys. I can pretty much feel comfortable making anything. So next time Amy comes back, she says, "No, baby, I'd like you to try making something like this." You know what? No problem. I'll make it for you. So I'm just going to leave this on the board for now. And we're going to put that in there after I clean my hands. And we're going to come back. We're going to get everything all finalized. And there's only one more part, and that's feeding. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back. Well, now we got our pie crust. It looks all good. 30 minutes in the fridge really does help. And we got our pie filling. And I'm telling you, I'm just stoked for this because this should be really good. So I'm just going to scoop in here. I made two crusts. One of them's a little smaller than this. I really don't care. When I made it, the recipe that I got for basically two crusts, because you're supposed to have a top on your filling, right? When you're doing pumpkin pie, on the other hand, there is no top filling. So you just fill it in here, and you know what? I think one pumpkin is going to be good enough to do one pie. I don't think there's enough in there for another pie, and that's perfectly fine. We'll put one more spoonful in here. I think this is going to be good enough. You always want to have the pie crust sitting in the fridge for about half an hour. It makes it a little bit better. So I'm just going to take this and then I'm just going to smooth it around a little bit. I might make an apple pie in a few minutes. Oh, it might challenge Amy to do that. I want to try to make this smooth, you know what I mean? If you want to get some whipped cream for it, you can do that. Amy and I are both kind of borderline diabetics. I'm full diabetic, she's borderline. So, I mean, it's not really a thing for us to do. So we're not going to do it. But you could, right? So what you want to do here is you want to just tuck these in as much as you can. I'm going to have the oven preheated for 425. And believe it or not, all you need to do is you need to and you're going to preheat that in 425 and it's going to go for 15 minutes. That's it. So this is my before. How's it look, Amy?
excellent.
And no, you can't eat this all for supper.
No, I wasn't planning on it.
This is what the Dutchie says. And I promise you, if I wasn't here to babysit her, this would be gone 10 seconds. You can count it down, I swear to God, she can open her mouth that big. It can be a blessing some days, but enough about that. So anyways, I'm going to wait for my oven to preheat. Still got about 3 minutes, and I'm sure you all don't want to sit and watch that. So we're going to sit and let that preheat, and when it's in there, I'm going to throw it around for 15 minutes, take it out, and I'll be back to show you. And that's the last process here. Evie and I have worked really hard today, so it'll be great. I have one more video to do after this, and that one won't be too hard. So we'll get this done here, and I'll be back with you when we're done. Welcome back. Well, here's our pie. It's finally out of the oven. And you can see, I mean, it's not as smooth as some people might be able to get it, but the crust is nice and darkened, and it's like crust. It's crispy and it's really good. This is going to be a really delicious pie. Yes, we made a lot of effort to get this done, and my lovely wife has done a lot of work to clean today. Thanks to us. I love my wife very much, and she's done a great job. And here's her pie. So please hit the like, subscribe, and share. Please comment on our Facebook, on YouTube. Join us in chat. And if you try this, let me know what you think. So until next time.